Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for coming along to tonight's Thermomix Thursday virtual. So tonight is 7:30, but as of next week, unfortunately, it's going to have to be on a Wednesday night because I am going to join the local artistic swimming old lady team, the Masters team, and that's on Thursday nights from 6 till 7. So I'll have to find a new name for it. It's not going to be Thermomix Thursday anymore, obviously. So we're going to do a recipe tonight. So I'm going to go to Cookidoo and I'll search for, let me show you how to search for, let me hit search, there we go. Now I am going to go to filters and I'm actually going to filter down just for TM6 only, and Thermomix cutter is there, so it's 1261. Let us see if there is a cutter tag. Oh, you gotta fucking spell. ER. No, there's no cover tag. Well, that's disappointing. All right, so what we'll do instead is we'll go here. So I've actually saved it under my week, so I won't bother looking for it. So I've put it in my meal plan to cook today. And I also had a look at the beef satay with rainbow noodles because that looks pretty awesome as well. Now, when you're looking at your meal plan, so here's some things I'm looking at doing tomorrow. When you look at your meal plan, you can actually change the look of it, because if you decided you were going to make something earlier in the week and you never got around to making it, you can still find it by pressing on the little calendar and it goes to a different view so that you can actually scroll back. Oh, close. You can actually scroll back through the week and see the things that you had planned as well, which I find very handy because I'll meal plan and then I'll decide it's not what I feel like today. But let's have our look at our Vietnamese style noodle salad. So every recipe on a TM6 will have a picture at the start and a picture at the end. And then we scroll down, we've got our ingredients, our preparation. Scroll right down, utensils, hints and tips. They're always really good, and variations. Let's put them down. Maybe still trying, okay. Now, have a look and see as I highlight that, if it's actually a, say you've got a recipe where there's 3 different steps, you know, one is the base, one is the filling, one is the top, and you only just wanted to make the top part, you could actually scroll down to the exact step that you wanted to use, click on that, and it will jump to it. So then you don't have to go next, all the way through the recipe to get to where you want to go. So let's press start cooking. So it says place a large bowl on the mixing bowl lid. I've actually weighed in 250 grams of cucumber, 250 grams of carrot, red onion I've halved, Chinese cabbage I need to do, but we'll get to that. It's just draining it. So let's just look at C826. All right, so it's about half of that. Add to the bowl 4 spring onions, upper dark green, part and ends removed. Okay. All right, so insert the Thermomix cutter shaft. So what we've got is we've got all the parts. What we need to do is put that part in first. It just sits on top of our blades and it only sits one way. The other direction, the blades are too close together for it to fit on. So put that on. Now, this is the most important part, that when you take your cutter out of your Thermomix, please make sure that you take this out before you do anything else and chop it to bits. Okay? Always remember this part. All right, so we pop that on. Pop the bowl inside. So this keeps your silver bowl clean, sparkling clean. And then we've got cutting disc on the shaft with side one facing up. So let's get up and close and personal. Can you see the number 1 there? And what you've got is you've got your slice, your thick slice and your thin slice. So it shows you that if you're going to put this up, that is what you're going to do with this blade, is slice. Then you've got side 2, and it's got the shredding. So, and what it's got is if you've got a TM5 and you go forwards with the shredding side up, you'll get thick shredded. And if you go reverse, you'll be thin side shredded. So you'll be shredding on that side. So, but we're going to do slicing. So we're going to put our slice part up first. That way. And then we put our lid on. So you can put this either direction. Pop that on there. And then that obviously goes in here. You can actually put your food in either side. There's a wide side and a thin side. Okay. There we go. So place cutter lid on the cutter and insert spring onions in the narrow part of the feeder. So I'm going to put it in this side with our insert pusher, and then here's our mode. So whenever we have a mode, we only need to turn the silver dial 1 click. So we want to go to thick. So I'm going to go 2 clicks. And then as it goes down, so it's that quick. And I will show you. And then it says, oh yeah. So there's our spring onion. So when you've got things such as your spring onion or your capsicum and stuff like that, make it so that there's a couple of pieces so they all sit together, and then once it pushes down, you get a better result. And of course, we're always about quality, and that's how to get a better quality result. Right, so cabbage wedge. I am going to, and what you also get is an electronic welcome to your cutter book, which actually has stacks and stacks of photos of how to do stuff. So the pictures actually show that you put that together and curl that around. So we're going to do the cabbage wedge in there. Insert the pusher, and then we're going to go to thick. So cabbage is very soft. So if you were to try and shred it, all you would do was actually create mush. So we want to do thick shred. So we just go around that way, and then I'll just help it in. Obviously the green part's a little bit thick. Oops. There we go. So in theory, it's just a soft push, but of course I had too much of the green at the top. All right. So there's our first lot of shredded cabbage. Next, transfer it to a salad bowl and set aside. So I'm going to go back and finish off the cabbage because we want 400 grams, which is about half of it. Let's just check. Yep. So we want to go back. And don't forget that even though you are following recipes, you're still in control of the thermix. So if you're not happy with something, you can go back a step. All right, let me roll this one butter. All right. And then don't forget, of course, to take this part off, because then you'll be trying to shove the food in. Just get that bit of coffee. There we go. You want to go to thick. There. There we go. You'll see the carrot and stuff is a lot faster. It's just the cabbage was being a little bit stubborn. Okay, so I'll just take that off. And you can see that there's cabbage in there as well, because I've been shoving. Okay, there we go. Put that down. So there's our salad so far. And a bit of a mess, of course, that I've made, as I do. Okay, transfer salad to a bowl and set aside. There we go. Next. So side one, still facing up, which is what we had before. I'm just going to pull a couple of bits out. There we go. So side one facing up. Place the cutter lid on the cutter, then insert the red onion halves vertically in the wide part of the feeder. So what we want to do, of course, is to have it fit. And then next prompt, start the motor, press the pusher gently. When it's empty, press selected to stop, and then repeat the slicing process. So we want thin. So we turn it to thin. We'll turn it that way. And then stop. Next. Nope. Want to go back. Yep, and repeat until all the onions are done. So I want to go thin. Oh. There we go. Oh, goodness. And then next, remove it and turn the disc the other way, because then we're going to be shredding. So that is our thin sliced onion. There. Put it on there. Oh. Everybody's coming in and out tonight. Must be issues with internet. All right, so next part, side two. So we're going to have our shredding side up and put that back in. Take that out. Next, okay, insert the carrots in the wide part. So let's see if we can get both in. No, so I'm just going to go one at a time. Then to thin. Oh, you're going to love this one. Does everybody still hear me out there? You good? Look at that carrot. Just gorgeous. I'm going to tip it out. And then it says cucumber. So the pictures are getting better as well. And we also have videos sometimes in this section that you can play. Push it just that little bit further out. Okay, so then we have our cucumber. Sit this back on. Put that back on there. So sometimes you get random bits left over, but you can just put them in a bag and use them for your stock. Okay, cucumber. Next, we want it on thin. I will find a way of doing this without making a mess of myself. Okay. So then there we've got our cucumber, our thin sliced cucumber. Oh, sorry, thin shredded. Now, of course, when you're making a, no, it's zucchini. That's right. I'm just going to squeeze some of the liquid out because, of course, cucumber is quite liquidy. And then spread it across. Next, transfer to the bowl and set aside. I'll just squeeze this out and pop it on, and then I'll show you. Tilt that down. I can get a better angle on that. So if you can imagine potato, I made a potato, like 1.5 kilos of potato bake in about 2 minutes. It just sliced it. Now I will show you as well that that has kept our bowl clean, apart from 2 little tiny bits of carrot. There we go. Next. Right, remove the cutter and the shaft. Always remember to remove the shaft. Okay, next. All right. So I am going to. So I probably should have put them in like beautiful little circles, like I've seen in the other pictures. But I'll try and I'll get the salads tongs in a minute and make that pretty. I'll just clear this bit. How's everybody going? Good? Hello, Abba.
All good.
All good? Cool.
Good, Lisa.
All good. You're doing a great job, Lisa.
And you can imagine I started off as a consultant, go, oh, it's going to keep your kitchen clean. And then I got into the kitchen and destroyed the place. All right, place a large bowl in the mixing bowl lid. Vermicelli. So what I've already done is I have already, before I started, I'll just drain it out. I already used my Thermomix as a kettle to do the vermicelli. So we can actually just miss those steps. And I'll just drain it out. Oh. So it looks pretty. Right. So next, set aside for 3 to 4 minutes till tender. Drain in Varoma dish, rinse under cold running water and set aside to cool slightly. I like to actually tap and really get the water out of these. Okay, so 2 garlic cloves, which of course means 3 garlic cloves, 5 sprigs of coriander. So I've planted some coriander, but it's not ready yet. So leaves only. red chili. That's not what we do in our house. We add chili on, husband adds chili on top. Insert the measuring cup. 3 seconds, speed 7, and it shows me where 7 is, and it won't let me go past 7. And when you're actually going along, especially when you're cooking, you can have a look at preview and see the next steps. So with the 6, you can either press on the screen, press the button, or press next to stop the sound. So scrape down the sides of the mixing bowl with a spatula. There's our thing. All right, so I always go around and I tap on the inside. Next, 5 teaspoons of fish sauce. So I've actually got a veggie in the house, and I'm not a huge fan of fish sauce, so I use the vegan stuff, which is really cool. And of course, I didn't bring my measuring down here, my little spoons. So I'm just going to have to wing it. Yeah, it doesn't smell nearly as pungent as the other one. Just put that in. Then we go next, 80 grams of water. Might not quite be enough. Oh no, here we go. 83, close enough. 100 grams of rice vinegar. So there's all sorts of different, there's rice vinegar, there's rice wine vinegar, there's brown rice vinegar. So just check which one each recipe wants you to use. $100. 2 tablespoons of sugar. So we'll just have to guesstimate that as well. Right. Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl. Next, so 8 seconds, speed 5. Moving over. All right, so add cooked vermicelli and 100 grams of bean sprouts. Pour 3/4 of the top of the dressing and gently mix to combine. So what I'm going to do, there we go, drain the vermicelli again. I'm actually just going to build it up in my bowl. Let's tilt that down. Ready to serve, garnish with the coriander, mint, and roast salted peanuts. Next, there's a picture again at the end. Cut a lime, so I will do that in a second. So I've got all those bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do, let's get some of our carrot, some of our cucumber. This one I might actually do the cucumber. Would actually maybe do the cucumber thick. It's nice, but because it's really quite watery. But I do love the carrot. How it looks. And the onion. So we want to get our colour. So I would do each bowl separately, unless you had a big lot of people coming. Do our stack of this as well. Mix that up. Now that I've made it pretty. Going. That middle. So I do have other YouTube videos of the cutter and the TM6 itself. If you'd like to watch them, just look under Lisa Galt, Thermix Consultant on YouTube. There's a whole stack of videos on there because, of course, the Thermix does a stack of other modes as well as just having our cutter. All right. A bit more green. How's that? And then we'll do some of our sauce. That's actually really super simple. And you could add, obviously, you could add steamed chicken onto that to make it non-veg. And we've got our nuts, obviously in a container. So these ones, absolutely pain in the butt to open. The little ones. Oh, there we go. We've got our nuts. Then we've got our mint. I'm going to chop some of that small. There's also some really good, there's a seared beef salad that's super refreshing. And that uses your max heat on your TM6. There's all sorts of really beautiful salads. Some more nuts on that. And then our lime. So we always roll our lime on the bench so we get more juice out of it. Okay, there we go. And there's our salad there. Then what I will do is I'll just share my screen and we'll go through a bit of Cookidoo. If everybody is cool with that.
That looks really nice, Lisa.
First. Yeah, it looks like really fresh. There we go. Hang on. Close that. Try and share again. There we go. Oh, you'll be able to see what I was looking at earlier. Chocolate eclairs, of course. I might do eclairs next week, but I thought I'd do another shredder cutter thing today. So we've got our Cookidoo. Just pop that up. And you'll have, when you actually log into Cookidoo the first time on your, so there's an app, the website, and the machine itself. The app and the website are fantastic for doing all your meal planning, all that sort of stuff, because who wants to stand up at a Thermomix all day doing your meal planning? So you sit down with a glass of wine, you do your meal planning, you put things into the shopping list, all that sort of stuff. But what you want to do, because when you log into cookidoo.com.au and when you register, and then you register your Thermomix, you're only going to get the Australian recipes. So what you want to do is come into your filters and your profile. So you can change this anytime. So I can be veggie cook. And then you update your filter. So you want to have all your Thermomix versions. Add or subtract if you've got the blade, cover and peeler or the cutter. And then what you want to do is you want to have English language selected and don't have any country selected. When you do that, you're actually going to get all of the English language recipes. So let's explore. So when I hit search, rather than having 3,000 recipes, I'm going to have 10,000 plus recipes. And every month, most countries will add recipes as well. So, and you can also, if you open your cookidoo.com.au in Chrome, Google Chrome as your platform, you can actually translate recipes as well. but we won't go into that today. We're just going to do a bit of a basic thing. But when you're looking for something, so I've got 10,000 recipes. Let's look for chicken and hit enter. Then you got 1,300 recipes. So then I might actually say, well, I want my chicken with pasta and rice. Other ingredients, I've got maybe onion. Let's go down to 50. You can do tags. So you've got everyday recipes, gluten-free, keto, you know, all sorts of tags. Let's click every day. I'm not going to choose difficulty or prep time or portions. Now with ratings, you know what? I like what I like. I'm not going to go by any ratings because I like what I like. So let's have a look at 27 results. And you've actually got all of your filters there that you can see. So there's some very yummy recipes there. I haven't seen that one before, the chicken noodle soup. So there's, like I was saying, there's always new stuff coming along. And what you can also do is go by relevance. You can go newest, or name, shortest time, shortest prep, best rated, that sort of stuff. So I'm going to get rid of onion. And we've got 71 results. Oh, that biryani style rice, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that's that. I'm going to show you. So that's our searching. Now, if I hit search again, because I've come out, it's going to take me back just to my basic filters. So if you want to get rid of all the filters, you can just go home and hit search again. So my recipes, because there's so many recipes, I don't actually save things in bookmarks because then it's just one big blob of recipes. So I've actually created a pile of collections. So I've got gluten-free, Asian cooking class, bread. I had too much broccoli one day. We've got Christmas. So Cookidoo served is what Cookidoo saw that I cooked a lot of last year. And they're very correct. So if you look at the crispy Korean tofu, so I have a vegetarian and a meat eater in my house. The crispy Korean tofu and the Korean fried chicken, the sauce is almost exactly the same. So we make the sauce and make the other parts separate. Highly recommend the sweet potato gnocchi, the bao buns, there for a bit of when you've got a bit of time. What else? So then you've also got we've got our created recipes. So these are recipes that I've brought over from recipecommunity.com.au, or I've created them myself, or I brought them over in Cookidoo. So you can actually adjust recipes within Cookidoo yourself and change them. So the creamy tomato and salami fettuccine, that's Cookidoo recipe. What I've actually done is I've changed it to 200 grams of light Philadelphia cream instead of whipping cream, because that's what we like, I like, and I've changed it from salami to 100 grams of bacon. And then it saves itself once you've edited it into created recipes. So now I could go onto my TM6 and just follow that like a normal recipe. So I've also added a little picture that says leftovers, because I can actually add that to my week and make that a part of my meal planning. So then let's have a look at my week. So then there's my leftovers there. That reminds me that I'm going to have leftovers. So I can look at that, and you can see other things that I've looked at I was going to make. Definitely the potato pancakes. Oh, just. can hear some feedback. Thought it was maybe me. Okay, then you can add ingredients. Let's add our beef satay with rainbow noodles to our shopping list as well. We can show ingredients. And there's a little square box on the right-hand side here. All you do is you tick off the things that you have in your cupboard. So the water, I think everybody's got water. So that goes down the bottom. Let's scroll down the bottom. And it's crossed off. But if you make a mistake, you could just untick it and it will go back up the top. Now, if you wanted to add things like toilet paper or wine or flowers or whatever you want, you can add additional items. And then you can either order the ingredients through Woolies, click and collect, or home delivery. Or what I do is I actually have the app open and I wander around Woolies and or Coles or wherever I am and just tick things off as I pick them up.
I used that for the first time this week and found it really easy.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's so much a better idea than, because I used to write my lists on a piece of paper,
Yeah,
and then the list would get to the car, but it wouldn't get into the shop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Left on the dashboard.
Using by recipe well, you could see what you actually had, everything that you needed and what you could cook and what you still had to get.
Yes, and sometimes because the supermarkets are a bit, lacking in stock at the moment, if you had a recipe that you can't get half the things, you could then delete that recipe over here.
Yep.
So remove from shopping list, change your mind in the middle of the shop and put something else in there as well. So you can do a bit of, adapt and overcome meal planning as you go along.
Yeah, and I did that yesterday at the shop. So yes, very simple, because I'm not very good at all this stuff, and I found it very, very easy.
Oh, excellent. That's good. And I use this to help me do cooking experiences. So whenever anybody books a cooking experience, I put all of the items into the shopping list, and then I take out all the things that I'm going to bring, and then I actually just click on here and I click share and I copy and then I paste that into the hosts. I send them a text with all the items that I'd like them to have. So such as this, obviously not the tandoori paste because I bring that, but the cauliflower, the cream and the chicken thighs, I usually get my host to do that, and I bring all the rest of this stuff that's listed. What else? Has anyone got any questions?
Are you showing me how to share a recipe with friends?
Now, that has only just come along. Let me look. I just saw that on somebody else's site, and it was more that they had shared a collection. Let's look at edit. No. Let's scroll down the bottom.
Because I think when you go into the recipe, you can see share there, but I wasn't sure the best way to do it.
No, you can't. Oh, right.
So down the bottom,
sharing,
further down, yeah. Is there something further down?
Yeah. No, there's actually
very nice.
No. When you're actually looking at it on your iPad, you can. So if I share it from here, I just copy the actual web address.
Yep.
And paste that. But if you're on your app, there is on the picture in the app, there's a little arrow on the right-hand corner of the picture.
Yep.
Click on that and then press share, copy, and then paste.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if you want to change portion sizes, see how there's a little arrow with this one? I'm going to click on that. Now, there's 100 recipes so far. where you can, they've actually physically done the portion changes, but you can actually look at it and make it your own, so long as you accept that you're the one that's checking it. So let's press start. So then I could go, so if you look at the ingredients, how the numbers change, or we go down to 2 and 3, 4 is in black, 5 is green, and so under is reduced, and green is you've gone doubled it, or 1.5 times it. You've gone up by 50%. Now, when you hit save, that will save in your created collections. But if it's a recipe that's already on the list, so I swear to God, no, I won't swear to God, but let's hit search. I am pretty sure that our pumpkin soup is soup. That you can change the portion size. Yeah, we go. See?
Yep.
That's how you see it if it's one of the recipes that they've already changed. So obviously, like adding the videos to the screen of the TM6, they're actually going to obviously keep going with the portion changing as they go along. So you might click on it and find that they've actually done it in the meantime when it hadn't been there before. So 2, now the serving size has been changed. So I can add that to my collection on my shopping list or cook today, and it will be the 2 portion size. So let's cook today. Go to my week. Let's change the look of it. Open that, and it's 2 portion sizes. But when you go back and I type in pumpkin soup again, it's going to give me the 4 portions. So do you know what I mean? Like,
again, it gives you what's in the system, not what.
Yes.
Yep.
But you could probably, let's go to my week. You could probably add it to a collection. Let's add it to mince, even though it's not minced. Let's look at recipes. Bring up mince. There's pumpkin soup, 2 portions. So wherever you save it to, it'll be the new portion size. But when you search again in the main system, it'll be the normal portion size. Has anyone got any burning questions that they've had about Cookidoo?
Yeah, Lisa, when you've got your book, I save my things in bookmarks and then I put them into collections after I've made them. But in bookmarks, it just goes from like alphabetical, but there's no quick way other than is it scrolling up and down the screen looking for it in alphabetical order?
Yep. When you put things in collections, I find that it comes in when you've actually added it. So bookmarks, it must come in alphabetical. But as you can see, I've got no recipes in bookmarks because I've never really used it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I did see, I swear to God, I saw somebody. Hang on. Let me copy link address. Let me see if I can pop that in the chat. And if somebody clicks on that, tell me if you get the, especially Jenny, because I know you're gluten-free. If you open that, does that give you my gluten-free 31 recipes?
Wait a minute. Open link. thinking it's time. No, it's taken me to my bookmarks.
No? Ah, rats.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. I hear daughter. I'm just going to give her a dinner. You don't know, not those ones. They got. Just got home from training. That's her dinner.
Yeah, mine's still thinking. I try it, but
Tried it. And, okay. So I did see it somewhere on somebody's thing. So I'll have to do a bit of research and let you know about that one, because it does say that you can share your lists.
Yep.
So I'll have to see what I can find about that one. Cool.
Good.
All right, let's just